Greetings, greetings, greetings and salutations one and all. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the night shift. It's a brand spanking new week right here on kevinstew.com. Welcome, welcome to each and every one of you. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on right now. We're going until midnight Eastern time. I want to say big ups to everybody locked in right now. Big ups to everybody locked in. Those across the pond, One Harmony Radio. Top of the morning to you guys over there in the UK. Big up King Genius, Queen Genius. I say big ups to those on WGLRO, home of the Donny Walker Morning Show. The people station taking it from Denmark to Detroit and all points in between.
Bring your waist from walk to the soca, all our ways just jump together. I tell them it's so.
Big ups to those on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. You can hang out with Clinton from 12 till 3 p.m. Eastern. Bless up. Enough love to those over there.
I tell them that's how we do it. Bring up what's on there, let's ride.
And the big state.
Come join us, feel the vibe. I tell them just come over. Enjoy.
Where you have the place that apparently so nice that to name it twice. New York.
Bring your waist from walk to the soca.
Island worldwide.
Come together. I tell them it's so nice. Change your.
Demonstrating the power of music.
I tell them it's so nice. Be moving the whole crowd, singing soca loud and loud. It's my neighbor, no control.
Bless up to the Island worldwide family.
The music comes in big time, and woman take it.
Big ups to those on PEMGTV.com.
We jam and enjoy and different. Some things say look in the corner. It's my neighbor, he come over. He hand in the air, he jamming.
And of course, much love to those on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew hailing from those on TuneIn.
No control.
Let me not leave out TuneIn. Big ups to those on TuneIn.
He moving the
On the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew.
soca loud and loud. It's my neighbor, no control.
And those of you joining me right here at the home of the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, kevinstew.com.
Feel the rhythm, feel the heat. Bring your waist from walk to the soca. All our we just jam together.
So glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you. You have my word, I wouldn't even try.
Sweet child. Jamming. Tell my neighbor come over. He telling me load on music. He telling me that's ain't right. The neighborhood quiet as ever. No problems to sleep at night. I tell him I love me soca. The music hot like a true love. Bring your body, come on out here. Move your body just like you don't care. We jamming it so sweet. Feel the rhythm, feel the heat. Bring your waist from walk to the soca. All our ways just jam together. I tell them it's so sweet. Feel the rhythm, feel the heat. Bring your waist from walk to the soca. All our we just jam together. I tell them it's so nice. Change your mind and don't think twice. I tell them it's so nice. He moving the whole crowd, singing soca loud and loud. It's my neighbor, no control.
Want to say big ups to those who are locked in on Facebook Live. Welcome to the Facebook Livers. How you doing? How you doing?
Jamming it so sweet. Feel the rhythm, feel the heat. Bring your waist from walk to the soca. All of we just jam together. I tell them it's
I want to take a moment to say thank you to my segment sponsors,
bring your waist from
Pulse Media Group,
all of we.
innovative streaming and recording solutions when being in the moment is priceless. Give them a call. 754-999-6020. They can do everything you see right here on kevinstew.com and more. Provide streaming services for your party, your funeral, your wedding, your graduation. You name the event. If you want to take it a step further and have your own internet TV station, you can give them a call too. 754-999-6020 or check them out online, pulsemg.com. I want to say thanks to Althea and her healing heavenly hands. Althea is a licensed massage therapist that comes to you, operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade and South Palm Beach counties. She brings her table, she brings her oils and 20 years of experience. Give her a call, 954-655-9000. Or email her at thealater@att.net. That's THEALATER @att.net. And congratulations to her once again on that personal training certification. Certified personal trainer and licensed massage therapist. Yeah, you need to call her and see what she can do for you, yeah? I want to say big ups to those on to the segment sponsor, Reggae Global Entertainment. Reggae Global will act as your booking agents, take care of your tour management, handle your business registration, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and so much more. Call them up, 954-998-8034. Or check them out online, reggaeglobalentertainment.com. And of course, GMAT Music Solutions, bringing your event to life, providing sound, light and stage production services, musical equipment, PA systems, audio engineers, DJs, bands, musicians, singers, and more. Give them a call, 754-307-GMAC. That's 754-307-4622. Or check them out online, gmatmusicsolutions.com. Tell them Kevin Stew sent you. Those of you locked in on Facebook Live, remember it's only temporary. Don't get too comfortable. Use up the link. It's in the description. kevinstew.com. I know me selfish. Call a friend, tell a friend, share to that friend. Share to that enemy. The friends of your enemy and the enemy of your friends. And I want to say, listen, don't even get too flustered, don't get fed up if none of your friends respond to your sharing. It's okay. Now, I have someone joining me tonight that is a neighbor, is a friend, is a sister from another mister. Yeah, you know her. All I need to do is just introduce her and just hand over the reins. That's pretty much all I need to do, you know. I don't need to do anything else. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the award-winning, the most pleasant person that I have ever known beside myself. I don't know how many other accolades I can toss in here. Ladies and gentlemen, to sum it all up, my sister from another mister, the one and only Miss Millissa Jayne. Welcome, welcome,
Thank
welcome.
you, Kevin Stew.
Choo choo choo.
It seems like just yesterday that we had this conversation.
No, no, we had a different one, and it was only a few days ago.
Well, it's good to be here on kevinstew.com.
It's good to have you once again. Boy, I don't even know. Marlon is celebrating up and down. I want to say big ups to Reggae Global Radio's managing director, operations manager, head cook and bottle washer, Mr. Marlon
Yay!
Burrell.
Yay, says Marlon. Hey, Marlon, how you
Yeah.
doing? Hi, everybody that's tuned in. It's good to be here on Kevin Stew. And I like the way how you said the award winning, because I've never heard anybody else say that yet. So that's something that I need to get used to and actually incorporate that into my bio.
Well, if you haven't started it, you need to go ahead and toss it in
Mm,
there.
yes, make a
It,
note of that.
yeah, it was only after I was done chatting on your broadcast, your award-winning broadcast.
Right?
It was only
Yeah.
after I was done. I remembered. Wait a minute, I got a nomination last year for this little thingy here.
Mm,
Sometimes we forget these things.
right. It's
So
true. It's true.
so yeah, you need to go ahead and write it down so that you remember. And
Yes, I'll write it down.
yeah, see, Marlon, please incorporate it. Yeah, you.
And you know what I could, because I have it. I usually have them placed on my on the side when I do my show. But I can actually say multi award winning. So,
Yes, yes.
yes, indeed, yes, indeed.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. You know,
Mm,
you can go ahead and put it out there. Nothing wrong with
mm-hmm,
you doing it. It's
mm-hmm.
yours. It's your award. It's not like you never get it.
It's,
You got the
it's
award.
very true. Very true.
Awards.
I will. I will, Marlon. Thank you.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
um, Marlon hosts Real Rockers. It happens every Monday and Wednesday from 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. You can check him out. Follow him on social media, Real Rockers Radio. Listen to him on Reggae Global Radio. His scheduled times 7 to 10, Monday, Wednesday, Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern, that is. And any other time that he jumps in, you just have to follow him and know. Because sometimes, as the man with the plan, he has to just jump in and hold things down. So, you know,
Mhm.
644 says greetings. Oh, to me too. Thank you, 644, to MJ and Marlon. Big ups, big ups, big ups. So, all right. Millissa Jayne is
Yes, sir.
a digital media. Uh, um,
Digital marketing
I,
strategist.
I don't know why it is that the title I have here is a social media strategist, a digital media strategist. I don't know what's going on here. I'll fix that. But as a matter of fact, let me fix it right now as I put up this
And
little
that
thing.
does come under it. That does come under the umbrella, as a matter of fact, because digital marketing is quite broad. Social media is a part of it. So you
Yeah,
know, it's all included. It's all included.
yeah, it's included, but I need to put the title properly.
Hmm.
So, social media trainer, and it says here, I teach the non-tech savvy how to use social media to market their business in a simple, non-judgmental way. I like that. I like that.
And because a lot of people, some people are embarrassed that they don't know the tech, and some people, 50 and upwards, they didn't really gravitate towards technology, and they need it broken down,
Mm.
into a very simple form. And I have training experience for over 30 years. I've been training in corporate America
Mm.
for such a long time that I actually develop curriculum for courses when I used to train staff, you know.
Right,
So I
right,
had a
right.
way of breaking it down, and I used to like my training because it was just so simple to understand. And now I've incorporated that in my own business. So I'm not
Mm.
working for corporate. I'm working for
Yeah.
myself, and I'm giving those services to the everyday entrepreneur who wants to market their business, but they might be a little intimidated. I break it down so they feel comfortable. No judgment zone,
Mm.
and we get the work done. And my people who have received training from me, they've all said that it's very easy to understand. So that's how I like to deliver it,
Right.
so that people can feel very comfortable.
I don't know how you're going to say that you've been. It sounds like you've been in training for 30 years, but I don't know how you can say that, and you don't look a day over 30. So you started at what? Two? I don't understand.
True.
It's
Exactly.
I don't know how you do that.
We have to preserve. We have some little magic going on. We have to preserve our youth, the fountain of youth. Let's just say I might have a few little tricks as far as the fountain of youth,
I
as most
see.
as most black people do.
Yeah, 'cause the black don't crack.
Exactly.
That's right. So, what is it that got you started? Is it the concern for those that since we're going into a digital age, a digital era, what was it that got you started in this whole digital
Mhm.
marketing, digital media training, and so much so that you've become a strategist?
Right. Yes. And I want to talk about at least two or three strategies that I believe that people can utilize in this day and age. But what got me into it really is a discovery of what I do, and what I love, what I do well,
Mm-hmm.
and what I love to do.
Yeah.
So if I want to take you all the way back, when I first started in my career, I started off doing desktop publishing. And for those who are over 40, they might remember what that actually is.
Yes.
But essentially, it's publishing of digital format.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, it was more of the paper format.
Yes.
So magazines, newsletters, books. And so
Mm-hmm.
when I first started off doing desktop publishing, I was actually publishing books back then. Wow, typesetting, and basically all the things that goes into producing written material, printed material. And that progressed to digital publishing.
Mm-hmm.
And up to now, it's basically digital marketing, digital literature. It's all online.
Yeah.
So that was where I got my training as far as the digital world. Worked
Mm.
for several companies before I landed a job with the company that I actually spent 28 years with. I spent
Wow.
28 years with the same company. It wasn't in the same um,
The same department, the
let's
same
say the
area.
same department.
Yeah.
It was different departments. It was actually different countries, because I spent my first 8 years in
Mm-hmm.
the UK,
Mm-hmm.
and then I moved to New York in 1998.
Mm.
Then I moved to South Florida in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's different departments, different roles,
Right.
but just having the security of being with the same company was really comforting for me, because obviously coming from a different country,
Yeah.
having that security where they took care of everything. They took care of all the paperwork as far as immigration, the work permits, the work visa, all of that. They took care of all of that. So I
Mm-hmm.
was I
Mm-hmm.
was in a very uh, fortunate situation.
Right.
But even talking about that a little bit, because when I first applied to come to America, That was probably in the 1995, 6, 7, somewhere around there.
Mm.
I was rejected. I didn't get the job that I wanted at first, but I was so persistent, and so I stuck to my goal. This is one thing that I'd like to emphasize is if you don't achieve your goal at the beginning, you have to stick with it. You have to
Yes.
work hard at it. You have to look for all the different avenues to get yourself to where you want it. You have to visualize. You have to, work hard
Mm-hmm.
and make a way out of no way. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I was like a dog with a bone. I had to come to America, and I wanted to do it in the right way. I wanted to do it legally,
Mm-hmm.
in the proper way, and wanted to get the job. And it just so happened that eventually a job opened up, and I was able to get the job that I wanted, and got the job in New York, and that's how I was able to get the company to sponsor me. But the same company,
Yes.
'cause I really didn't want to leave,
Right.
but I was prepared to. I was prepared to leave the company.
Mm.
But it came through, and that was what got me to America. But yeah, following your dreams is definitely something that I'm big on, because a lot of people have dreams about different things, whether they want to work for themselves or whether they want to have, the big house or whatever it is that is your dream.
Right.
You got to work hard and go for that, and that was mine
So
at the time.
the dream at the time was to come to America and work with the same company, but to be able to expand and move to other departments, basically.
Yeah, basically that was the dream, to work for a company in America.
Mm.
I think it stemmed from watching television and watching the environment where black people were, high in positions.
Mm.
Where at the time I didn't see too much of it in the UK. I didn't see black CEOs and black professionals at that level. And I was like,
Right.
I would like to be around that, because the companies that I worked for, I was like the token black, And
Oh.
I'm like, surely there's got to be a place where black people are succeeding, And I wanted to be around that. That's what gave me the drive, and that's what I saw in the media.
So you ready to go back to the UK now?
No, I'm quite happy here in sunny Florida. And the funny thing was, when I got the job in New York, I took 2 weeks vacation, and came to Fort Lauderdale.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in '98, just before I started the job in New York. And I took those 2 weeks vacation, and I said, I'm coming back to Florida to live at some point. It took me 7 years, but I did eventually come back to Florida to live, and that's where I've been ever since 2005. So that's the history of how I got here.
It's interesting that you say that, because that there now shows that, listen, it's all good and well to have a dream, make that dream a goal. When you accomplish that one,
Yeah,
you can change it. It can become
change it.
something else.
Right. You can move on. You can move on to different goals. And
Yeah.
for me, I'm very big on goal setting. And again, like I said, once I've set a goal and I've made up my mind, that's what I want to do. I'm just relentless. I make it happen.
Mhm.
So the new goal now that I'm here in Florida, and let's just say this, a few years, say 2 or 3 years before 2018, because 2018 was a pivotal moment, because that was the end of that 28 tenure with the company.
Yes.
So a couple of years before that, I started to think, you know what? I think my time is coming to the end with this company now, and I really want to be my own boss. Now, I got to say, there was absolutely nothing wrong with the company, and there was nothing wrong with the work that I was doing. I loved the work that I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
but the need to work for myself was greater than the need to be comfortable with the company.
Mm-hmm.
And I had everything that I wanted with the company. I had all the benefits you could want. I was very happy with the people I worked with. There was just nothing wrong. I had the growth. I had training and development afforded to me anytime I wanted it.
Mm-hmm.
And as a matter of fact, I was the director of the training and development department. So any type of training that was out there, I was first at it,
Right.
because I would take some of the training and then train the staff.
Right.
Right. So that was part of my work, was training and development.
Right.
Another part was cybersecurity,
Mm-hmm.
and another part was collaboration tools.
Okay.
Those were the sort of three main areas. I also used to do help desk as well. I used to be on the help desk, customer support or technical support.
Wait.
So that, I dabbled in lots of different things while I was there. But it gave me a well-rounded experience, to deal with a lot of different things, of technology. And truth be known, I had an aptitude for IT
Mm-hmm.
just out of school, and in college I took CIS, Computer Information Systems.
Yeah.
And that was just my field. I'm just okay. I'm just pretty good. Let me just say I'm pretty good at technical stuff.
You don't usually
like
find a
to-
lot of
like to-
ladies in that
I
area.
know, it's true. But I'm a bit of a geek, and I love it. I'm a techie. I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. But it's
Listen,
cool.
nerds
But it's
rule,
fun.
man. Nerds rule. I remember a few years ago, it was a person that I actually started real talk with that told me first that I was a nerd.
Mm.
And I looked at her and I was like, I really don't know how to take that. And she said, no, I mean that in the nicest possible way. You are a nerd. I don't get it. She says, and she went on to say, you read up on a lot of these things. You go ahead and you sit on your computer and you try to fix things and figure out how things work, and you put these things together. And
You're a nerd. That's a nerd, bro.
I'm like, I guess I'm a nerd.
But I think people used to use nerd in a derogatory way.
Yeah.
But I gravitate towards it. I don't mind being called a nerd. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, awesome.
Yeah, you embrace your nurse. You embrace. Yes, Marlon, embrace your nerdness, and
Right.
that there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because guess what? It is the nerds that everybody's calling on today.
Right.
Everybody
right.
needs a nerd in their circle.
That's an awesome segue, Kev. That's an awesome segue to what I'm doing now is in the digital marketing arena.
Yeah.
And I'm able to help a lot of people right now. And when I was looking for something to branch into, I actually took a little bit of a diversion, because 2 years ago when I started my business, and you were there at the launch.
I was there.
Of course. Of course. But I kind of was wanting to do videography. I was looking at videography, the whole. So I missed out a good chunk, because over the last, let's say, 7-8 years, I started to host my own show.
Yes.
My own digital show, online show.
Mm-hmm.
And primarily it was music when I first started, just like most of the guys who are doing it, just playing
Mm-hmm.
music. But I also liked to incorporate a bit of entertainment, and that would be going out, recording shows, and bringing that back and showing the audience and saying, these are places where you can go in our great city, Fort Lauderdale, where there's just or
Mm-hmm.
before COVID, there was so many things going on, so many great entertainers, so many great bands, and then so many events that,
Right.
like, art galleries and festivals, and all the different things,
Mm-hmm.
cultural things that are going on in the city. I would try to cover them and just bring information to people, let them know where they can go for fun,
Mm-hmm.
you know, fun interaction, not just going to a dance. That wasn't really my thing, but going places where there's a lot more interactivity going on.
Live
You can
entertainment, yeah.
live entertainment, because my first show was actually called Lauderdale Live and Local. That
Yes.
was my very first video show, and that was just a recorded video show. And then I started to do live, and people started to know me for someone who had the lowdown on where to go,
Mm-hmm.
what's
And
happening.
events happening, yeah. I remember you going
Yeah,
around with your little camcorder setup
yep,
and
yep,
and recording these events and then preparing them for
hmm,
your shows.
exactly.
And to
And
think that was what, almost 10 years ago now?
well,
Jeez.
that that part of it has been. It's probably started about 10 years ago, but I did that throughout the 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
and that probably stopped maybe a year or two ago. It wasn't really that long ago when I stopped doing that. Maybe 2 years ago when I stopped doing that and started to do the red carpet hosting,
Mm.
and things
Yep.
like that. So um, when I started the company 2 years ago, I thought that's what I wanted to do, was the videography and do that as a service. But over these last 2 years, and especially over the last year,
Mm-hmm.
I started to um, kind of question, what do I really want to do? Because I'm not getting the satisfaction out of that I thought that I was going to get.
Right.
So then, at the beginning of last year, towards the end of 2019, I started to really search myself and say, what do I really want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And that was where I then just gravitated back to what I was good at, which was
Yes.
teaching and technology.
Mm-hmm.
And then over this last year, I've developed curriculum all around digital marketing. Okay, so that's where we are today. We have a
As a
lot. I have a
digital
lot of
media
curriculum
strategist.
around digital marketing.
Mm.
I have strategies. I have courses. I have a lot of things over the last, let's just say, year and some, that I've started to produce that content.
Right.
I've taken a group of students already through the curriculum, and I have a couple of graduates already.
Nice.
So it's still fairly new, and it's still what I find myself doing is reinventing myself.
Mm-hmm.
I love to reinvent myself. I think it's a fun thing to do. So many people will know me as Lady Song,
Right.
right?
Right.
And that was okay for a time.
Mm-hmm.
That was okay when I was playing music. I was Lady Song. I was in the musical arena for that. But now it's Millissa Jayne, the digital marketing strategist, and I can help people with their marketing. Those who don't have a big budget to go and pay other people to do their marketing for them. Those who have a little bit of comfort and knowledge themselves, who
Mm-hmm.
can who or who are open to learning some stuff for themselves, so that they can save some money and do certain things for themselves.
Yes, yes.
Of course, if you have the money and you want to pay money to have things marketed, then of course you can pay for the done for you services too. you
Mm-hmm.
know. But a lot of people they have a lot of time on their hands and they can spend time learning some of these strategies for themselves.
Right. I want to take a moment and just say sayonara to those on Facebook Live,
Okay.
and let y'all know also if you want to give Millissa a call as we're talking right now on this broadcast. Give a word of encouragement, ask a small question here or there. I give you the opportunity to do that. 773-789-STEW. That's 773-789-7839. You can call, you can text, you can WhatsApp. So anywhere you are in the world, if you have WhatsApp, I know some people are moving away from that now, but if you have it and you want to use it, go ahead and do so. But of course, jump into the stew pot on kevinstew.com. Others call it a chat room, but because we're fancy over here on kevinstew.com, we use it, we call it the stew pot. So come on in. It's where we are interactive and we keep things bubbling, because this is where you come to leave with having acceptance through enlightenment. And that's something that we hold dearly. Growth. So come on over, hear what more Millie has for us, because
As a matter of fact,
yes,
if you're still on Facebook,
still,
let me encourage the Facebook folks to come on over, or if you do want to get in touch with me, get in touch on MillissaJayne.com. MillissaJayne.com. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on the different platforms just under my name. You can find me just with my name. So connect with me. I'm about to give 3 strategies that you guys should be using in your marketing. If you have a small business, a medium-sized business, 3 strategies. Come on over to kevinstew.com and I will give them over there.
Yep. So Facebook Live, deuces. Wanna take care until we do it again. With hey Halle. Wait, I probably missed some comments here. Passion changes sometimes. Yes, Marva, they do. Big ups to Marva Riley, Nurse Marva Riley, big nurse.
Hey, Marva.
Friend of mine and yours.
Mhm.
So, all right. See you Facebook Live, kevinstew.com. That's a link right there. All right, so get rid of them over there and focus on us over here.
Okay.
So, all right. Now down into meats of matters. I also want to make sure to switch up my segment sponsor here.
Yeah. Do you need to play any commercials?
No, not at all. I've taken care of that. I took care of that already. All my sponsors, I mentioned them already. I just needed to change this segment sponsor in a little section over there.
I see.
Yeah. All right. So here we are. You've come over to the US from the UK. You have been growing in a company that you are very comfortable in. But then there was something in you that said more. You can do more.
Yeah. I just had that again. I had that urge to do something for myself. And of course, those guys who are working their 9 to 5, working for a company, corporation, organization, whatever, and you're comfortable, let your company be your funder. Let it be what funds your passion. And of course, I couldn't leave 28 years out of a company and not prepare myself for this time, because it was a dream that I had to work for myself.
Right.
So of course I set myself up to do so without having too much stress.
Yeah.
Right. So that's how my company funded my passion. I gave myself Well, I've given myself several years. There's no real limit on how many years. However, I probably should put a limit on. But I've given myself a number of years to really work hard at this passion, which is my business, and make it work so that it does accomplish the goal. Because
Right.
if I have this business, if it doesn't become successful, then my goal was not complete. You know, having a business is one thing, but having a successful business is another.
Right.
So I'm still on that road to call it a real success at this time. It's still in that growing phase. It's still very new.
Yes.
And but again, my 28-year working for the company has afforded me the opportunity to do this.
That essentially
Right.
was your training ground.
Yes, that's my training ground. That's my investment. And now it's to put all of that in what I want to build for myself.
And I've
You
seen
know?
where you've used everything that you mentioned that you have learned in this from this company. I see where you've used it since I have known you in the various activities that you have been a part of, whether it was that you had created the activity or you were just participating in the activity. I see where you have used these skills and you have done it well. Even your own launch, putting together your launch, you know, all that was done oh so well, you know. And I'm like,
Thank you.
this woman here.
You know, it's one thing that I guess I like to do, and it seems to work pretty well, is that if I can imagine something, then I can do it. It's like visualization, the art of visualization. If I can see myself actually doing it, then it's like, well, why can't I? It's like
Right.
it's almost like a no-brainer. If I can visualize it, and I often spend time just visualizing, meditating, just manifesting something. I sit there and I think, you know what? And I watch people do things, and I study what they've done, or I study and I read and I watch. You know, I just educate myself on things. And once I feel like comfortable, I'm like, you know, I can do this. I can launch a company, or I can launch an event. I can do whatever it is that I set my mind to do at the end of the day.
Yes.
So, yes, but yes, the company has trained me, and any area that I feel that I'm deficient, I just keep on learning. I love to learn. I don't think that I used to love to learn when I was a youngster, but now it's like
Listen.
I'm just like a sponge. I just want to just learn everything.
Right. And
You know?
that's one of the things that I have realized too, even with being called a nerd, that growing up I really didn't like reading. I would love to watch cartoons and listen to music. And I didn't like going to music lessons that I had to do every Saturday morning, get up out of my bed and either walk or ride my bicycle to my uncle's house to learn music. I didn't like doing it. But these are things that somehow, I don't know if somebody else recognized that I would love it. I don't know if it is the creator that said, hey, listen, since you're not recognizing it, I'm putting people in your life that recognize it and mold you in that.
Right.
And I've noticed that those things that I have learned back then, I am very much using them now. Some of them I learned this word last night. I'm somewhat of an autodidact.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's just a fancy word to say self-taught.
I'm that too. Yeah, a lot of the things I'm self-taught. And the other thing that I thought was important most of last year was that you have to be prepared to invest in yourself.
Yes.
So I'm
Yes.
big now on investing in coaches. I've worked with several coaches
Mhm.
over the last year, and I have a couple of coaches I'm working with this year because I really want to get to where I'm going faster.
Right.
You know, no man's an island. As much as I feel like I can do a lot of things for myself, sometimes you just have to humble yourself and say, you
Mhm.
know what, I need help in this area. So I'm working with a few coaches
Right.
because I've told everybody from the beginning of this year is an incredible year,
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's I visualized it. I'm gonna manifest it to be the best year ever, in all areas of life, not just business wise, but health wise. If Marva's listening, she knows that I've started this 90-day health challenge, and it's
Mhm.
a challenge to myself. It's not a challenge to anybody else.
Yes.
But while I'm challenging myself, other people are encouraged,
Right.
and that's just to be in the best health that I can. I've hit a pivotal age this year. I'm not going to tell you
Mm.
guys, but let's just say I could probably qualify for some benefits. but but yeah, I just want to be in the best health. Actually, I want to feel like I'm 25 again, because I'm like 30, but I want to feel like I'm 25 again. I'm just
Yes.
joking
Yes.
about that.
You know
But
the.
anyway, I do want to leave. I do want to give you 3 marketing strategies
Well,
before I veer off too far.
before you do that, the question is asked in the stew pot. What constitutes success for your business?
Oh, success for my business would be actually for my business, I think it would be to make the money that I was making when I was working for the international company.
Mm-hmm.
That would constitute success for me.
Right.
I think that, yeah, that would be it. Just to say that I've actually replaced that salary. I mean, not that I need to, but that would just tell me, yes, you're good, girl. You've done it.
But what about the people
That would
side?
satisfy me. What was that?
What about the people side?
On the people side, yeah, that would. The other thing is the people side is to really affect people's lives in getting them to where they need to be,
Mm.
because there is it is to do with teaching people
Right.
and getting that satisfaction. Because anytime a student says to me, "Oh, I get it now,"
Yes.
Melissa, you make this look so easy.
Mm-hmm.
That is a joy. You
Yeah.
know, it's
Yeah.
such a joy when somebody says, "Oh, I wish I had met you earlier. I wish you had taught me this earlier,
Where were
or I
you five
found you,
years ago?
or yeah, if I had, and you're so patient. Well, you're so patient with some people say you're so patient, because they can't get it at first. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, let us try it this way then. I might tell you 1 or 2 different ways to get to the same goal. If I'm working with a student and I see they're not getting it, I'll say, okay, let us try it like this.
Mm.
Okay, this is a better. There's always more than one approach to get to a problem usually, right?
Yes. Yes. And
So yeah, that would make me very happy whenever somebody's, and this is my problem, you see,
mm,
because I kind of do focus more on the people side, making them real happy and satisfied,
yeah.
more so than the revenue side. That's my downfall. But
So you have to constantly remind yourself that you also want to make
right,
some money.
I also want to make some money too. You know what I mean? Here's one thing that some people who it's like a blessing and a curse at the same time.
hmm
When people are desperate, as far as financially desperate, it makes them work real hard because they have no other choice.
Yes.
But because I'm not desperate in that sense,
hmm
it doesn't make me push for the revenue as much.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But what does make it desperate is to know that I have the goal. I want to achieve the goal. That urgency or that feeling of, Millissa, this is another year and you haven't gotten to your goal yet. That is the desperation that I feel, is because I just want to get to that. I want to get to that achievement, and then say, you know what, I've done it. And the other thing too, I just remember the other thing too, I want to be able to show people that you can do it too. I want people to see that with hard work and dedication and perseverance, you can fulfill your dream. Even an ordinary person like myself, I said that to one person a couple of weeks ago. Even an ordinary person like myself, and she says to me, Millissa, you are not ordinary.
Nothing, not even
There's nothing
close.
ordinary. So I just have to be careful when I say that.
Well, those of us that actually took the time to get to know you realize that you're actually quite ordinary, but you just have extraordinary goals and an extraordinary drive, and that sets you apart from others that just decide to settle for whatever. Thank you 657 for the kind words in the stew pot,
Oh,
encouraging me to keep up the good work.
Oh.
So yes, thank you. You when you're a perfectionist and you're pushing through, whether it is presenting a course or setting up an event, and it doesn't quite go the way you want it. Like when that person doesn't quite get it the way that you spent time to lay it out and thinking that you've done it the most basic way possible, and then someone goes, I don't get it. How do you navigate past that?
Actually, that's a good question, because I had that same thing happen. I was teaching a course on Instagram hashtags, and the first part of the thing I was explaining, and one student raised her hand. She goes, Millissa, what you're just saying, what you're telling us right now, I have no idea. I'm completely lost on what you're saying. And I says, okay. I says, hold on, because it's coming. It's like the penny's gonna drop in a second. Just hold on, because I had to sort of set this first part up,
Right.
on the different hashtags, and but after I explained a particular part, then it all came together. So but yeah, you just have to just guide the student through, and then the other thing is that what my courses are all available on demand after they've been taught.
Yes.
Or I just have some that are on demand, just period. So you don't even you can look at them at your own time. You don't have to worry about taking notes, because you can always just replay them back. And that's the great thing about technology, is that it's just so easy to for people to learn stuff,
Yes,
right?
yes,
It's just so easy for
yes.
people to learn things right now. And I want people to learn 3 things tonight.
Right. So this is now where I get to let me just see. This is when you should have been on video, but I know it's kind of late. You commit one real late night, and it's not even, it doesn't even go that late. So your 3 strategies.
And they're really quite easy. They're really quite simple. I want to talk about 3 strategies that folks should be using in their marketing, in their digital marketing, if they're not already doing so. So I want to say this is probably for the people that are not so much into marketing just yet. They're just getting their feet wet. It's for the newbies, because there are a lot of people that are so seasoned that this stuff is like, yeah. But I'm talking to the ones who are still just getting used to it. And again, my typical audience are the people who are not as familiar with technology as they would like to be. Most of the people that talk to me, they always say to me, I'm not tech savvy, you know. I'm not tech savvy. And I want them to say, after they've spoken to me, I would like them to say, oh, you know what? I'm a little bit more tech savvy after meeting
Mm,
Millissa.
yes.
So let me give you strategy number one, and this is my current topic, because I usually try to take a topic and run for it for a couple of months.
Okay.
Email marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Email marketing is the strategy that everybody should be using, and the reason is, even though social media is the hot thing, everybody's on social media, and you can do a lot with social media. We always actually say social media works hand in hand with email marketing, but social media does not belong to you. And if anybody, because it's happened to me, if anybody has ever had their Facebook group shut down or their
Mm.
Instagram hacked or locked out, you will realize how valuable your email list is. Right? I don't know if has it ever happened to you, Kevin, where your Facebook or your Instagram has been compromised.
Actually, no.
Mm.
I
It's
I
happened.
guess I'm
It's
I'm one
happened
of the
to
lucky ones.
You're one of the lucky ones. It happened to me a couple of years ago when I had the Melissa, um,
The Lady Song Show.
the Lady Song show,
Mm.
the Lady Song page.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when when Facebook wanted to change it all over so that you had a name that was more a name that you would use in everyday life.
Yes.
So I had to change that. I had to change the name.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, it blocked me. It wouldn't let me get into the account unless I changed the name.
Oh wow.
That's when I changed it to Melissa Hibbert, which I didn't want to use,
Mm-hmm.
right? And eventually I just abandoned that account,
Right.
because for quite a long time I didn't even know if I could get back into it.
Mm.
So that was just messed up, and I couldn't communicate with a lot of my people. Now the reason why I bring that up is because there was thousands of people that was communicating out with on a regular basis.
Mm.
Now, if I had
Got you.
all of those people in my email list, all I would just simply do is just bam, bam, bam. How easy it is to send a message to thousands of people using email marketing. It is so easy.
Right.
You know, once you've been taught how to use an email marketing package,
Mm-hmm.
and the one that I use is called ConvertKit, and it's very, very intuitive to learn. I have a course on that as well. I'm actually doing a special right now on that course. If anybody's interested, just let me know. But to set that up and get your email marketing up and running is quite simple. And there's another strategy around that, is to get people on your list, is to, acquire the emails. And this is where you want to bring in something like a free offer, a freebie. You offer that, it's a fair exchange. You give them your freebie and they give you their email.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you continue to nurture them through quality emails. And somewhere down the road, if you have something that you can offer them, then you can, offer it to your email list.
Right.
And there's going to be a percentage of your email list that will buy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a whole strategy around email marketing. As a matter of fact, I have a freebie that's out right now. It's called five reasons why you should use an
Email
email
marketing.
list or something like that. And and there's a whole strategy around that. You offer that freebie. After they read the freebie, there is an opportunity for them to buy the course at the end.
Mm-hmm.
You can choose it, and you don't. You still get the freebie,
Right. Right.
and then somewhere down the road, I might mention to them that that course is still available. So there's a whole strategy around that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are using email marketing to grow their audience, and the email list belongs to you, not like social media. Social media does not belong to you. Your email list
Yes.
is your asset, which you can continue to grow And again, you can go further into it where you segment different parts of the email. So, for example, some people might be interested in email marketing. Some people might be interested in video editing. And you
Yeah.
send the people the emails that relate to their interest.
Right.
Okay, so that's the first strategy is about growing your email list and having a captive audience. The emails go directly to their inbox, whereas if you post something on social media, it's a hit and miss chance if your audience is going to see you, because the way how Facebook and Instagram mess with the algorithms,
They change it all the
they make
time.
it harder and harder for people to see your stuff,
Yeah,
because
they're always changing it. Yeah.
they want you to buy their ads. They want you to run ads.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? So that is strategy number one.
Mhm.
Strategy number two is something that you and I, Kevin, we do every week. You do it more than I do, but we do it every week. And that is live streaming.
Mhm.
Strategy number two, live streaming. Now, for the longest time, I would do my shows and I would promote everybody else
But you.
but myself.
Mhm.
And when I started working with these coaches, they says to me, all right, how often are you going live? And I said, well, once a week. And they said, well, how often are you promoting your products? I said,
Mhm.
oh, I don't promote my products. I promote everybody else. They said, you are missing out on the perfect opportunity.
Mhm.
Slap, slap, slap on the wrist for that, So, so every show that I do now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I spend at least 10 or 15 minutes
Mhm.
promoting what offers I have. And I have each week, I make sure that I have some kind of offer, one or two, I
Yes.
don't go overboard. I mean, to be honest with you, some people, that's all they do. Their whole show is promoting their own thing.
Mhm.
Maybe down the road I might get there. But I do love to collaborate with other people and give them the opportunity to promote their business, their product, their service. That's just me. I just love to do that. I love to give people the opportunity. And if I may say, we had lovely Marva on my show last week or the week
The
before,
week before. Yes.
and yeah, because you was last week,
Yes.
and and from that show, several people purchased her book.
Yes.
Right, several people joined her private Facebook group,
Mhm.
and have made connections, and so it's helped her. It's helped most people that come on the show. It does help them. So people reach out to me because they know. I'm not saying that I'm Oprah or anything like that, but people do know the power of the Millissa Jayne show.
There you go. And if they didn't know it
Right,
before, some are learning it now. That's for
right,
sure. I want
right.
to take a quick moment and say big ups to those. I don't usually do it. I don't often do it. I usually do it at the beginning. I usually do it at the end. I'll just toss them in there. Since we're talking about promoting One Harmony Radio, big ups to you guys over there in the UK, Melissa's home country. Well,
Hmm.
we can call it that.
Hmm.
So One Harmony Radio, big ups to you guys. WGLRO, home of the Donnie Walker Morning Show. Big ups to you guys tuning in. Big ups to the Foundation Reader Network, ClintonLindsay.com. Big ups to Irie Worldwide. Island Worldwide. And that's a new station coming out of New York. Big ups to now her name, China will kill me because I
Hmm.
forgot her name. Big ups to China Nicole and
Hmm.
and the Island Worldwide crew. I'm just going through and bigging up some people now that I remember them. NIE
Hmm.
Radio out of New Jersey, brand spanking new. I'm on their platform now. Big ups,
Hmm.
big ups, big ups to them. And the Foundation Radio Network, I already said you, and PEMG TV. Thank you,
Hmm.
thank you, thank you. And of course, everybody that come on to kevinstew.com to help make this what it is. Thank you, thank you,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. You know, just putting out some thanks to you guys out there.
Mm.
Um, Here's a question from the Stew Pot. I do YouTube blogs and usually mention my book at the end or beginning of my post. My hobby thinks it's too much. Any thoughts?
It's not too much. You
No.
must you must you
No.
must you must you must. It's a call to action. You must always have a call to action at the end or the beginning or in the middle or all of the above,
Yeah.
because this is your way you're getting in front of your audience, and this is point number two. Live streaming, you're able to connect with your audience. So on your blog, on your podcast,
Mm-hmm.
on your YouTube, every opportunity you should take to promote your thing. That's why you're there. Yes, you're giving value. You're giving them the tips on whatever it is, whether it's their health, whether it's social media, whether it's um, you know real estate, whatever industry you're in.
Mm-hmm.
You're here to educate them on something, let them know what you have to offer, and then you pitch the book. You don't have to be really aggressive with it, but you do have to mention it several times.
Oh yes.
And I don't think I don't think it's really aggressive unless you're selling, unless you're coming up like a what you call it, a car salesman.
Yeah, used
You
car
just don't you
salesman.
just don't you just don't do it in a sleazy way. You say this is something that can help you. It will benefit you, and it's an opportunity for you to get it if you need it. Sales talk, but without it being a sleazy way.
Yeah.
But I think the thing about it is, when you're going live, people can see your authenticity. They can see if you're genuine or not. They can look into your eyes. They
Mm-hmm.
can see your expressions on your face. They learn to like you. They learn to like the content. If I know that I can go to this blog every week or every 2 weeks or whatever, and I'm going to get some good nuggets on helping me to stay on track with my diet, or to stay on track with my fitness, or to give me some recipes that's going to help me to
Mm-hmm.
to cook
Eat
to cook
healthier.
in a healthy way.
Yeah.
I'm going back there. I'm going back there often because I want to
Mm-hmm.
know. Okay, what you got for me now?
Right.
You know.
Right.
So connecting over live stream is very, very powerful. I would recommend, if you're not live streaming on a regular basis, once a week is a start. I'm about to amp this thing up. I'm about to go live a few times a week and really push this thing to the next level, because this needs to be incredible this year.
Mm.
And once a week is not going to cut it. So there's going to be some stuff coming regarding that. But
Okay.
the other thing is, you can make your offer right there directly on screen while you're doing your live streams, at the beginning, at the middle, at the end, all of the above. Drop your link in there so people can just simply click the link and get to where they're going. If you say, "Oh yes, my book is available at Amazon.com/1234257," nobody ain't remembering that. You need to have a link that goes directly there so that people can pick that up. If you have a website, then take them straight to the website. If the link to your offerings are right there,
Yeah.
make it easy for your customers or your potential customers to get your stuff.
Right.
And then the other thing on the live stream is it helps to build that know, like, and trust factor.
Mm.
Like I said, they get to know you, they get to like your stuff, and they trust you. Again, they know that, okay, this person's going to give me valuable information. I want to come back. I'll come back again. And the last part on the live streams is take the opportunity to collaborate, just as Kevin and I are collaborating on each other's platforms, because you have a different audience than I have.
Right.
I'm going to be going live on Tanya Cross's group. She has a private Facebook group,
Mm-hmm.
Digital Marketing on a Budget. Mine is called Digital Marketing Made Easy. But we're very similar in what we do.
Right.
So we collaborate. She's been on my show. I'm going to be po- um, I'm going to be going live in her group, and I'm going to reach a different audience. When I
Right.
went live the last time in her audience, I picked up 2 customers. You
There
know,
you go.
so every opportunity, try to look at it as a potential for either connecting, collaborating, because it's not always going to yield revenue,
Hmm.
but it could be a great connection.
Yeah.
You might even do a barter type of situation
Hmm.
with people. So look out for opportunities and be open to things and be ready. Try to be ready. Like if somebody decides to ask you to be on their show, you know, have your graphics, have a graphic ready,
Yeah.
or a way you can just quickly put it together. Whether you do it yourself, whether you learn the skill, whether you get it done at Fiverr,
Mm.
whether you get it done with Millissa Jayne, or there's so many different ways.
Right.
But
Right.
be but try to be ready, because people will always ask you. If they once they like you and they see you that you have good stuff, they'll be like, oh, could you come and do this on our platform, or.
Yep. Yep.
So that's number two, is to utilize the live streams. Very, very powerful, very, very powerful tool. Very, very powerful.
And what's number three?
Number three is Facebook groups.
Mm.
Facebook groups is so powerful. I mean, I've seen
Hmm.
how people are using Facebook groups. And I'm talking about the private groups.
And here it is. 658 just put in there. Just before you told me number three, I join other Facebook groups and pick up customers there too.
Ah, you see? Yes, yes, indeed. Facebook groups. So I mentioned that about going live in other people's Facebook groups.
Yes.
But if you have your own Facebook group, you are building a group of um, it's a community of like-minded people
Hmm.
who are interested in your thing. It's very specific. You might have like, for example, my group is called Digital Marketing Made Easy.
Right.
If you join that group, it's because you want to know how to do digital marketing in an easy way.
Right.
There's no ambiguity about why you're there.
Hmm.
So again, I have units. I have a ton of units in. Now units are like sections where you're just learning stuff in that section, right?
Right.
I have lots of clips, some tips, lots of small clips, like 3 minutes. And then I have longer clips, which are, 20, 30 minutes, so
Mm.
that people can go in there, browse around, learn some strategies, learn some tips, and learn some, you know, um, ways on how to use technology. Most of my stuff is technology based on
Right.
how to use something.
Hmm.
Um, this next quarter, I'm going to be dropping in a lot more strategies, but people know that's what they came for. That's what they're going to get,
Right.
and the whole thing is to really engage and have people engaged in the community. Some communities are better than others. This community that I've started, it's very, very new. It's very new, so it's still in the growth stage as well. But people are enjoying the content, and people are learning some of these tips. And I like to give a lot of stuff for free there. And again, if they like the free, they will generally go ahead and buy some of the paid courses. And
Mm.
I've had several people that are in the group already say, okay, I'm ready. I've had the, what do you call it? Like
The appetizer.
the, the appetizer, and
Yes.
now I'm ready for the meal, you
Hmm.
know? So that's how you kind of want to nurture your group, and just keep on giving them things that they can use, All right. Um, yeah, so that's the third one, is the Facebook groups. There's a lot that goes into that,
Hmm.
building it and setting it up right, and keeping them engaged and encouraging them to even to collaborate with each other.
Yeah, I've
So
seen firsthand. I'm sorry, to cut you off. I've seen firsthand where you have managed to put together groups of individuals from multiple countries to get an event going, and that was one of the very first activities, one of the first organized events, I believe, I participated in that you had something to do with. This is one of the Palace events, the
oh
telethon,
yeah, yes, wow,
and
wow, yeah.
it was amazing how you put that together using multiple broadcasters
That was
geographically
something.
all over the place, and you managed to put that together to help raise funds for this organization in Jamaica, helping to put students through school. And
I'm glad you brought this up because
mhm,
I would have completely forgotten about this.
mhm,
But that again is the power of technology, the power of social media, the power of digital media. You
yeah,
know, um, so just to paint the picture little bit more, Palace is called the Peace and Love Academic Scholarship, and I became the marketing director of that organization. It's all completely volunteer.
mhm,
About 3 years ago, it's 4 years, four now because it's 2017.
okay,
And um, I had been watching that organization. The leader, what's his the
Ruler Brown,
Ruler Brown is the executive director.
mhm,
We actually have a chairman. His name is Patrick Campbell. He's a big time lawyer out of DC.
right,
But but I had been watching Roller Brown. He's a fellow radio host of the Roller Brown Network. He has a show every Sunday at 3, and he comes on every day actually, Monday, Tuesday, not Wednesdays, Thursday and Friday, at 9 o'clock in the morning. But I had watched his show and I saw him pleading every year about these kids who are struggling with their fees for
tuition,
their
yeah,
education, their tuition. And my heart went out to them. And eventually, after about, I think, 2 years, I just contributed, just a monetary donation.
mhm,
And then I think it was probably the third or fourth year, I said, you know what? I can help. I can do more than just give my donations. I can actually help with their marketing,
yeah,
right? So I came. They brought me on board, and I just was bubbling with ideas. I had just so many ideas because you know how it is when when an organization has been just operating for a long time, they just get a little stagnant with ideas.
right,
And I came in with some fresh ideas, and my biggest idea was to do a
the telethon,
telethon. Now, I've never done a
amazing,
telethon before, right? I've never done a
mhm,
telethon before, but I saw it on just as I was explaining before on when we were speaking in the first segment.
mhm,
I see Jerry Lewis do telethons every year on television,
right,
right? And I'm like, we can do this. Why can't we? All we need to do is everybody that's involved, and there's enough of us in our uh, radio network who are
mhm,
doing digital radio
right,
to get together. Everybody does an hour. We do it over 12 hours. And why can't that happen?
right,
And we did it.
mhm,
So this, like the first hour would be T-Rob in Florida. Then it would go over to One Harmony Radio in the
in the
UK
UK,
for
yeah,
another hour.
mhm,
Then it would come over to Atlanta.
mhm,
Ruler Brand does an hour. Then it goes over to, somewhere else, back to South Florida. So it goes around
yeah,
the world, and we just had an amazing time. I mean, of course, now everybody's doing that kind of thing, but back then, in a few years
yeah.
ago,
It wasn't a
there
thing then.
it wasn't really being done.
Yeah,
And it's only because of COVID why it's
Yeah.
so popular now.
Right.
Everybody's doing digital shows
Yeah.
more so than before.
Right.
But yeah, that was an idea that was a brainchild of mine,
Mm-hmm.
and
Awesome.
it was just so
Awesome.
fun doing.
Awesome.
But also we utilized the technology in such a great way. The first year we raised $8,000 in 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
He was a part of that. In the second year, we raised, I think it was $13,000. Um, can't remember how much was. Oh, I think the third year was pretty similar. It was about 14,000, I think.
So this
But
is
to,
the
to
fourth
know
year.
that we could raise that money in one day,
Yeah.
excuse me, one day.
Yeah. Yeah. And to know that how far these funds went, you know,
Yes, yes,
and
yes.
you were a part. So anybody questioning whether or not Melissa can actually put together an event, here's a multi-geographical location event happening over multiple hours in one day. It's
Mm,
not your
yeah,
2 hour
yeah.
event.
Mm.
It is not
Oh
your
yes.
your 1 hour workshop that happens in this one little hotel lobby and everybody
Mm.
goes there. This is a multi and it's multicultural because you've crossed
Yeah,
geographical lines and cultural lines
yeah. I mean, we had people
and
from
made it happen.
Japan calling in. We had people from obviously the UK and Jamaica.
Hmm.
People calling in to the show. It was just phenomenal, and it blew my mind. But it was fun, and again, things like that. When you put on an event or you put on a program, and you see the success of something like that, and the success for that was for the first one. We had no idea how much money we'd raise. We had no idea we'd reach $8,000 in one day. We
Let
thought, oh,
alone not knowing how exactly it would happen, the whole thing would work, how
exactly.
it would come together.
How would come together? Because that was not something that you can practice,
Right.
really. But we just put every um, plan in place so that it would be a success. It would be a success. So
Hmm.
we just work hard. We just did our best, and it was a vision that came true. And you mentioned at the beginning of the show, award winning.
Hmm.
One of the awards is not my award. Is actually for Palace, because Palace picked up the Charity of the Year award for 2017 from the People Profile.
Mm.
Um, Big ups to Alan Cunningham and the entire team for that, and we thank him for that.
Right.
But yeah, it's yeah, thanks for remembering that. I wouldn't have even thought of that. But yes, you've been involved in everything, Kevin. So you know everything, bro.
And not even that wasn't planned either. Considering that we just met by chance, if you want to call it that. Not to say that anything happens by chance.
Yeah, I don't think you and I meeting was by chance, at all. At all.
Well,
I
we
think I
didn't.
think the I think the Lord knew I needed a brother here, because all my family's in England.
Hmm.
Lord knew that I needed a brother.
And
My three brothers are in England.
and look at us now. From the time we met, we didn't know that this is how we would be spending our most cherished time.
Mm,
And
online.
yeah, giving back in this method,
Oh yes,
and
yes,
and
yes.
we're pretty much doing the same thing and constantly encouraging each other and
Yes, that's
supporting
true.
each other.
That's what
And
it's all about. At the end of the day, it's about
yeah,
supporting each other.
typically people think,
Yeah.
okay, I'm doing this and you're gonna do it too. No, we're in competition. I'm going to do whatever I can to outdo you. Why? No, it's the platform
No.
is the world is big enough for everybody. If you can help
Right.
somebody along, help them along. And you have encouraged me constantly, and I have tried to do the same.
Yeah,
And
man, for sure.
and here
Sure.
you are with your latest venture, being a digital media strategist, using the tools that you have been given, using what you have been taught, using what you have mastered to help others in the corporate world. Corporate UK, corporate
Yes,
America,
yes,
not just one, not
yes,
just corporate America. You've done it on two continents, in two countries.
yes, yes.
you
Hmm.
you have some experience in this. Anybody want to question it? Listen, check our resume. It's long, but let me summarize it for you. Teaching people in multiple countries over uh, over 2 decades, almost three, developing strategies and teaching all ages. What more do you want? That's a summary. What more do you want?
That is a summary. And to be honest with you, now that I think about it, as you're talking, I'm kind of just my mind is going right, and
When is it not?
that that's a that telethon.
Hmm.
I I now remember doing a similar thing I was in the UK.
Mm.
I never even put this together before until just now. When I was on my pursuit to come to America,
Yes.
I was pulling out all the stuff. So I was doing things within the company that would wow the tops, the top people.
Right.
And there was a project that I put on. It was called Kids Think Link.
Mm.
Kids Think Link. And
Mm.
basically what it was, each office, because it was an international company, we had lots of offices all over the country, all over the world.
Hmm.
Each office. So my office in the UK, the office in Belgium, the office in Switzerland, the office in Germany, blah 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 blah. All the different offices. We got together and we had a similar thing. It was just It was just like a day of communications, maybe a couple of hours, where we'd be communicating and linking up with the different countries. And this is when the internet was still fairly young,
Right.
but my vision was to make this happen, that we all communicated with each other, and that's the same thing that we basically did with the telethon. Wow, I
Look
just
at
blew my
you.
own mind here.
Look at you.
I just blew my own mind there.
What? There you go.
Wow,
There you
I did
go.
that in the 90s, in the 90s.
Yeah, before it became a thing.
I think Skype might have been in its infancy. We were using something like Skype. I don't even know what we were using, but we used something to connect each other to get all the offices together, and the kids were
It probably would
communicating with
have
each
been
other.
Skype, yeah. Back then, yeah.
Mhm.
Look at
Yeah,
you.
but yeah.
See?
So
Years of
to
experience.
summarize, Marlon says, I love Palace. I love
Love the
the
mission.
the mission.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do I promote my website blog? Is there a way to know how much traffic goes
To my
to
website.
my website? Yeah, pixels. Pixels is the newest thing out. Facebook pixels. If you want to go through Facebook, I mean, you can just do search engine optimization. Yeah, we're talking some other different strategies there. Yeah, that's all possible. That's all
As
possible.
I was just about to ask you that question. Um just now. But I'm glad you saw it there in the stew pot.
Yeah, yeah. I was just leaning over to take a look.
So
Uh,
so maybe I guess one of moving from one of your courses, do you already have one in, well, basically everything that you do incorporates promotion.
yeah, it all incorporates promotion.
Yeah.
um, the areas that I focus on, and every time somebody asks me a question that I'm that I'm not covering that area yet, guess what? I build it.
Mm.
um, but the areas are Facebook marketing, Instagram for business. I have Zoom like a pro. I have StreamYard, which is a really easy way to do live streams.
Right.
I have YouTube marketing. I have website development. I have email marketing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's one other: Zoom, StreamYard, Facebook, Instagram, and there's I think there's something. Oh, and there's video confidence. There's
Mm.
video confidence, and there's video and audio editing. So those are the main ones that I have, and I'm building new curriculum every month. I add something new, so I'm gonna add search engine optimization,
That has
and
always been a big one.
yeah. But each month I like to add something. Oh, and oh, also there's Facebook ads.
Hmm.
Facebook ads, which is a tricky one, but I do Facebook ads as well.
So for 658's question, is there a way to know how much traffic goes to your website? You're saying to go through pixels on Facebook?
There's something called pixels on Facebook, and it's a way if you're planning to run Facebook ads, which is actually a very good strategy, but it helps you to see who is going to your website. It tracks everybody that goes to your website, so that you can in turn retarget and retarget those people. So let's say people go to your Facebook, and they look at you have a book for sale. They look at that, and they decide, oh, I'm not going to buy it just now. You could actually retarget those people because they've at least taken a look, and they've shown some kind of interest. So
Right.
there's a whole strategy around that.
Okay. Nice. That's good to know because I use social media, but I'm not on social media.
Yeah.
Because it can be so time consuming.
Yeah.
So
It's a bit of a beast.
yeah.
Social media is a bit of a beast, and I even posted something on social media today on my Facebook group. I said, do you ever wake up and you just can't stand social media, something like that? You ever wake up and you just had enough of it? You have those days, but
Yeah.
then you realize, what, that's where my audience is. And you look at past sales, or you look at past successes, and you think, let's continue this.
Yeah, we use what's available to us.
And it's free.
Yeah.
How
There
could
you go.
how could you reach so many people at one time if it wasn't for social media? Imagine doing that on foot, going
Knocking
door
on
to door.
doors. Yes.
Remember in the olden days,
Yep.
technology is a powerful thing. You just have to embrace it and use it to your benefit.
Now, speaking of using technology to our benefits and embracing it, every week you do a broadcast, which you plan to increase the numbers of your broadcasts. But every week you do a broadcast. Could you go and put your broadcast information out there for me, please?
Yes, it's on Millissa Jayne Facebook page. It's every Thursday at 8 p.m. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. And it's Millissa Jayne across all platforms. I have a Facebook group, I have a Facebook page, I have a YouTube, I have Instagram. Those are my primary places. I don't go live on Instagram, but I do Facebook Live and YouTube.
So
Millissa Jayne show, and the content of the show is the first 15-20 minutes. I will give you a strategy. I will give you either a strategy or a social media tip, or some tech tips, something that's going to help you with your marketing. last week when you were on the show, I showed people how to design their own um, mock-ups. So, for example,
Yes.
if you have a book, or if you have a mug, or if you want try to mock up a design on a T-shirt, it shows you a free way how to put your design on those uh, products so that it looks like a book, or it looks like a something that's on an iPad, or something that's on your screen.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're designing something electronically or digitally, then you want to be able to show it off in a nice format, and
Right.
putting it on a computer screen, or on a iPad, or on a mug or a T-shirt or whatever. It's a cool way to mock that stuff up so people can see how it looks. And that was just a free. That's a free tool. I love to find these free tools out there, and bring them to you. So that's another thing that I do. So yeah. So the
Mm-hmm.
first 20 minutes will be something like that, and then I will bring on a guest, and the guest will also teach my audience something.
Right.
Whether it's you taught last week how to discover your purpose. People were really, really into that. I watched it again at least twice, which is I always do. I always like watch my shows back,
Yeah.
and and I have some guests that are lined up this first quarter. As a matter of fact, I think I'm up to the middle of March is already booked up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys want to be on the show, get in touch with me. You are most welcome to be on the show, as long as you are bringing something. You're going to teach the audience something.
Right.
It's not so much now about just coming on to promote your own self. That's
Mm-hmm.
part of it too. You always get a chance to promote yourself. But I would love if my guests will actually teach the
Mm.
audience something. Like just when Marva was on, she taught us, five ways to live a healthy life. Diet and health, fitness and water and sleep, and she taught us something. So
Yes.
and it was such a great show that was. That makes me
Yes.
smile.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's where I want to go with this thing. And I know what I've noticed now is that when I kind of was going through this transition at the end of last year, I was like, okay, I gotta move away from just the music thing now.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to step this up another level. And my numbers were fluctuating. Now that I'm sort of got my groove back again, as far as
Mm.
now I know what I want to do for sure, the numbers are going back up. So
Right.
I'm very, very happy about that. It's like it's so funny because when you're sort of trying to find your place, it's funny when you just can't seem to get it just yet, and then when you get it, it's like, oh, I got it now, I got it.
Yep.
It's funny. I don't know.
It's a thing you can't explain, but you're just very excited about it, and you just keep going back to it.
Yeah, yeah. It's working.
Yes.
It's something that's working.
Right.
It's a plan that's working, and I'm gonna keep going with this.
So, for those of you who are listening and not seeing how Melissa's name is spelled, that's important because it's not Melissa, it's really Millissa, and so it's Millissa. Yeah, I know you can get carried away with doubling up on these letters, but
I know.
it's Millissa Jayne. Millissa Jayne. And it's easy to find her. Go to MillissaJayne.com. It's like,
Yeah, and once you find MillissaJayne.com, that page has everything. I mean, number one, I'm giving you a free gift. Right at the top of the page, I've given you a free gift. That ebook that I referred to,
yes.
it's a free book. It's called 5 Reasons Why You Need an Email List Now, and How to Get Started. So I don't just leave you hanging. 5
Right.
reasons why you need an email list now and how you get started. It's a free ebook. You just go to my website. It's the first link. It's the first button at the top of the page. You can't miss it.
Yep.
And then if you want to go further, if you want to see other stuff, I do have other free things. Click on the second button and you'll see a whole list of other things. Some are free, some are paid. Just go ahead and take the free stuff. I don't mind. Just grab hold of the free stuff. We talked about the second, as a matter of fact, I need to just summarize what I've just talked about.
Yeah.
But the second one was the live stream strategy. There's a free book about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just in summary of what we talked about today, there are 3 marketing strategies that I would encourage you guys to use if you're not already using them. The first is email marketing, because you own that list. It belongs to you. It's an asset. You continue to grow and you can get directly to their email box. The second is live streaming. You can connect with your audience on a direct level. You can look into their eyes. They can look into yours, and you can build up that know, like, and trust factor. And then the third is Facebook groups. Facebook groups is a great way of building a community. It's very specific to whatever topic you have to offer. You give them the content that you are you know about, and in time, that is your audience. That is your target audience. You can eventually sell to them.
There you go.
So those are the 3 strategies. And I know that you want to go on to musical therapy, so I think.
Hey,
yeah.
Listen. I was cool with you just presenting this information. You know, I'm cool with it.
I can't believe that 1 3/4 hours is gone. I said to myself, oh, this will probably last about an hour and a half.
Really?
Never.
Really?
Never. I don't know what I'm thinking.
How long have you been doing this now? I thank you though, sis, for coming on and presenting and sharing you with the night shift listeners that are not familiar with you or probably have forgotten who you are. Thank you for taking the time out to come on and share with us. And I encourage everybody to just hit her up, check her out, go to our social media pages, go to her website. In fact, go to her website first. If you want to check out on the social media pages, fine, but go to her website first. It's Millissa, MILLISSA JAYNE, MillissaJayne.com. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sis,
right.
Thank you much.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for having me on your show. And thank you to the audience who are listening. Hope you do check me out. And also thank you to Marlon and to the other people that are in the stew pot. And you can find me on Thursday at 8 p.m. on Millissa Jayne on Facebook and YouTube. And
Excellent.
I hope to see you guys there. All right?
All righty. Take care, sis. Get some rest. Have a great night.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
You heard her mention it. It's musical therapy. We have about 13 minutes of it.
Comes like a flood, give praise to
Kicking it off with
and keep it moving.
this track called Keep It Moving by the one and only Novelty.
Yes, when they come with the negative vibe, hold your head high, smile, smile, keep it moving. Keep it moving. Left, right, 1, 2. Left, right, 3, 4. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Left, right, 1, 2. Left, right, 3, 4. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Yes, they say you'll never succeed, but look the naysayers in the eye, just smile and keep it moving. Keep it moving. When the Father says yes, nobody can say no. So keep it moving with a positive flow. Left, right, 1, 2. Left, right, 3, 4. Keep it moving.
Son of Novelty, track called Keep It Moving. This is Hezron. It's called Resilience.
Lord, watch over me with thy rod and staff as I travel these streets, day out, day in. Protect those dearest to me with a ready sword. Let no harm come to them from the enemies. Many said there's no God, so they infiltrate and manipulate the simple and innocent, polluting the minds, their agenda. Imposing laws of their sinful cause they want us to accept. I stand resilient. I know. Every knee shall bow and every tongue confess. I stand resilient. As you said, one of my words go astray, but another. Sometimes I feel alone, on this path I feel alone, but I know I'm not, cause your seen eyes watching over me. I'm resilient, cause I know rule and reigns. Yeah, rules and reigns. Some say if you make it in a life, you have to know if you play ball. Not even like the terminology, not like how we sound at all. Them say you can't reach nowhere if them no sign it off. Me I feel laugh to myself like a damn name God. Well, I'm a lion in this jungle, still I remain humble. The road may be rocky at times, but my faith, Lord, it never stumble. You say the liquor what the righteous have, better than the riches of the wicked. Not one of your seed shall sit by the sidewalk and be. I stand resilient. I know, cause I know every knee shall bow and every tongue confess. I'm resilient, cause you said one of my words goes straight to the head. Sometimes I feel alone, on the back I feel alone, but I know I'm not, cause you're all seen eyes watching over me. I'm resilient, cause I know I'm not a perfect man, Lord. I've got my own demons, yeah, but you'll never see me sitting in the council of the ungodly. Cause I know with you all things are possible. No weapon can come against me. With you, victory's guaranteed. I stand resilient. I know, cause I know every knee shall bow, every tongue confess. As you said, one of my words goes straight in the. Sometimes I feel alone, on the back I feel alone, but I know I'm not.
I got you, MJ. by special request. You know, this guy here, Hezron, the only person I've ever heard to sing a telephone directory, and that happened on the Millissa Jayne show. And by special request, I think we'll close out with this one. This is Howard Perry. It's called Morning Juniper Dance. You heard Howard Perry featured in the first track I played in Musical Therapy by his wife, Novelty. This is Howard and trumpet. I want to thank each and everyone for locking in. Catch you tomorrow, same time, same place, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here, kevinstew.com. And affiliate stations. I want to say big up to the affiliates. One Harmony Radio. Oh, by all means, yes, 644, you may have this dance. One Harmony Radio, WGLRO, ClintonLindsay.com, the Foundation Radio Network. NIE Radio, Island Worldwide, PEMG TV. Thank you all. Blessings, Marlon. It's Healthy Love tomorrow night. This is where I go prepare for my morning juniper dance. You can't have that morning dance without getting through the night, yeah? Get some rest up for it. So good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. From right here in South Florida, I bid you a good night. Until later on, you all take care. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.